What's going on, everyone? Got the C5 in the garage, and we're gonna do a couple small things today to the Vette, just kind of messing around, knocking some easy small things out, but I think they'll make a pretty big difference. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to knock out today is I got these new sun visors off of Amazon. My buddy James sent me a link to them. Shout out to him. I didn't realize they were this cheap. They're only like 30 bucks. He said they work fine. There's no issues with, the dog ears flapping like mine do. If you guys have a C5, you know your sun visors are probably clapped like mine are, as you can see. They're just cardboard and they're freaking 25 years old, so it gets annoying, but we're gonna change these out today. Should be pretty easy. They even, I believe these are LED as well, which is pretty nice. Check us out in the mirror here. Oh yeah, but these look pretty good. Quality seems pretty good too as well. I don't think they'll really flap on me or anything. I think they'll hold up good, so we'll see. Let's get these installed. Alright, it's gonna be a little hard for y'all to see this. I know I'm pretty zoomed in here, but I'll show you guys what I'm doing after, since it's kind of hard to film this. I don't have a removable roof, so not the best lighting in here, even with my flashlight, but I'll show you guys what I'm doing after this. So you pretty much just take a flat blade screwdriver. There's a slot to stick it up into, and you'll just turn it with the visor as well. It'll pop that bezel out, or that little plastic piece that holds everything in. It'll pop that down, and then we should have our connector here. There it is. Little electrical connector. This should just pop out as well. There we go. Okay. Got the old junk visor out, so let's get that replaced. And I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. So this is the old visor. It sits up in your roof like that, and the bottom of the bezel here, we can get you to focus. Got a slot for a screwdriver. Just pop it in there. It doesn't go in super far, and you'll just rotate the arm and the bezel with the sun visor, and that'll loosen it all together. And then you turn it enough and it'll pop out. Then you pull it down and remove this connector. Pretty easy. Pretty sure that's all there is to it, but these things are junk. Got all kinds of yellow stuff from my roof leaking, and some of that cardboard like material degrading and getting everywhere and stuff. And then the junk ear right there. Show you guys what we're working with in the car, and as you can see, my roof does leak, so we got like some freaking mold and water stains up here. That's what these spots are, sadly. But here's the connector. Just unclip it. That's my mic for my doubled in radio, and that's it, man. Literally just pops out, and install should be exact reverse of that. So let's get this new one in, see what it looks like. Just making sure I have the right side here, because they are different, of course. Got that plugged in. Let's see if our lights work. Oh yeah, they're not very bright at all. I'll show you guys after this, but they're LED though, so that's cool. Not like I ever use them, but they look nice. Not very bright. And to get this thing back, I believe it only goes in one way. It's kind of a triangle piece, and it should only go back in one way. But let's see what we can do here. You can kind of rotate it around too if you need to, if it's not lined up properly. Alright, I finally got these things figured out. It took me a little bit of messing around with it, but they actually fit really good. They click in nicely. Fit perfect, really. I'm gonna pull this little sticker off. Nice. And yeah, man, let me show you guys. Check them out, man. Look at that. Brand new sticker. Got the old one over here. Just look at the difference. You see the flappy dog here on this one, if it'll focus. Flappy, floppy dog ear. Looks terrible. Gets in my way all the time too. These things look really nice. Got it all the way in here. And as you can see, bam, got our little LEDs. Close my flashlight real quick. Bam, LEDs. Check that out, man. There we are right there. Nice clear mirror. LED bulbs. Looks good. Nice little touch. These are, I never touched these. Yeah, these don't even work. But they're just like halogens, I'm pretty sure, if they were to work. But this thing's just not secure. They're all flimsy and stuff. And this one fits pretty good. Pretty happy with it for Amazon, like 30 bucks. So I'm gonna get this one out and show you guys exactly what I did to get it to snap into place, because it's a little tricky. Alright, so we're just gonna do the same exact thing on this side. Take your flathead into that groove. Turn it while you turn the sun visor. And you'll get it to pop out, maybe. There we go. Popped her out. Pull it down some, you'll find your connection. Unclip it. And that should pop out as well. There we go. Old one out, junk. We'll take our new one. So this is what I wanted to show you guys. The piece that you're taking it out of, the bezel, is a triangle. And this guy right here. Okay, so this is a piece that sits in that triangle bezel. You've got 3 edges here, and one's kind of flat while the other 2 are more sharp. Here's the flat edge right here. And this edge, it'll only go in one way. So just look at what you're doing. There's kind of a flat edge of the bezel and then 2 pointed ends for these pieces right here. It'll just slide up, and then we'll turn the visor and it'll lock it into place. All right, so now we're just gonna take our new one. And you can rotate this as well if you need to get it to line up better. But we'll get her plugged in to our connector here. Make sure our lights work. And they do. And now we'll get her slid up there, man. And you just push that electrical connector back up into the roof. You can also pull down this bezel if you need to. It'll make it a little easier, but I'm just gonna push it up in there. What the hell?
They love that. Right, mister. Buck is camera ready. He's smizing at the camera.
They wanna drive. All right, we got both of our new sun visors in. They look pretty good. I like them. As I showed you guys, install is pretty easy. Just pop them out and put them in, essentially. I'll link these things below. They're pretty nice for 30 bucks, so. What's up, guys? In typical C5 fashion, it has now been a couple weeks since that last clip, since I installed those new sun visors. But we actually got a couple more things to do in this video. Our friends over at Vet Lights sent us out some more stuff to do on the interior. And if you didn't see the last video, go check it out, man. Cole at Vet Lights sent me over the Infinity taillights. Those things are freaking sweet. Go check that video out if you haven't already, because they look really cool. You can use my discount code C5ZAC at Vet Lights to get 10% off anything. So yeah, Cole actually sent us some LEDs for the interior. So we got our DIC LEDs, heads up display, and our door panels, the switches on the doors. So my DIC or DIC LEDs are actually burnt out, like 2 of them at the top. So I hit Cole up, he was like, yeah man, I'll throw those in, I'll send those out. So we're gonna be changing these out all with white LEDs. So those will look really clean. And then over here we got my HVAC unit. The screen was actually burnt out on it and not repairable. That's the only board that's not repairable. So I had it sent out. I had to buy another unit actually, because he told me that it was burnt out. The board itself was bad and not repairable. It wasn't just the lights on it. It was the board itself was pretty fried. So I had to buy another unit, salvage parts off that. Luckily I found one. But anyways, this got all fixed up with new LEDs as well. Everything works, looks great. So I need to throw that in the car as well. And it'll be a great time to do so because we got to pull the gauge cluster to put these LEDs in for the heads-up display and DIC. So while we're doing that, we can throw this in as well. And I think you guys will like how this looks as well. It should be pretty cool. So we're gonna get cracking on that. I've pulled the gauge cluster before, it's not that bad, so. All right, I had to switch over to the GoPro here. Sorry if the quality's any different. My good camera died. I didn't realize the battery wasn't charged. So gonna be rocking the GoPro for now. Hopefully you guys can see everything okay. So we're gonna start with pulling out the gauge cluster. It should be pretty simple actually. It's just a little tedious, bunch of small screws and stuff, but I'll kind of point things out probably after I do it and just time lapse, what I'm doing. So let's get started on pulling this gauge cluster out and throwing those new bulbs in. Alright, I want to do a little recap for y'all. So you got your typical 10 mil bolts here, center console. You got two here on the inside. That's easy stuff. You got a T15. You got two T15s actually to remove your bezel right there. Then it'll come out. You got a T15 in here for your fog light switch. You just pop that off. It's pretty easy. Then you got a couple of 7 mil screws. They're either a 6 or a 7. I used a 7 mil and it worked. 7 mil screws right here also. And then you got one up in here that hooks up to the gauge cluster. One's right there. And another one back in here. Can't really see it when it's all dark and with the cluster in, but now that it's out, I can show you guys. Take this out for your dash as well. And you got one more up here. The A-pillar just pops out. It might sound a little scary, but it does just pop out. Be careful, try not to break anything, but you also got to go kind of aggressive at the same time. So we'll figure it out. But once that's all removed, your dash will be loose, as you can see. Then you can simply start pulling your cluster out. Oh yeah, there's also two T15s at the top that go into it. Just gotta pop those out. Two connections on the back, which I showed you guys me removing. And there's one right here. Got a big clip on it. Then this other little one. It's kind of hard to see it. I didn't want to pull too hard, but this one actually just pulls out. There's no clip or anything. It just pulls straight out. And then now the bezel's out, so let's move over to that. Alright, I figured out how to get these HUD and DIC bulbs out and how to access them. There's actually no videos on it, at least that I've seen. I couldn't really even find any write-ups on it or anything either. Only thing I could find was videos and write-ups on how to remove the cluster itself, but nothing about the HUD or DIC bulbs. So I'm gonna tell you guys what I did, if you couldn't tell from the video. So on the back of your cluster, I think there was two up top, two screws up top, T15, and then like 4 on the bottom half of it that y'all saw me take out in the previous clips. And those removed the front fascia where the HUD and DIC, where those buttons are at. So that removes that. And yeah, there's these, 2 on top and 4 on the bottom, T15, and then you can access the HUD and DIC bulbs. They're actually kind of a pain to get out. You just take a screwdriver, turn it counterclockwise to loosen them in the socket, and then to get the bulbs out after that, you'll have to get some really small needle nose or some little things like this, forgot what they're called. Just take them from your girl and pull them out that way. There's not a lot of room, but you can get them out. I just got all the HUD side out, so I'm gonna try to replace the bulbs in that with these LEDs I got, and then we'll go from there. Tweezers, that's what I'm talking about. There we go. Alright guys, so we got all of our bulbs in. The DIC side was actually easier to swap. There's more room to get to them, as you guys saw. 3 on that side and 4 on the other side. This kit is nice. The bulbs actually are full replacements. You don't have to swap the bulb to the old base. The new bulbs from Vetlights actually come with the base and everything for the C5, so you literally just pop in the new base, the new light, and turn it clockwise, tighten it, and you're good to go. So I'm gonna get this reassembled. It's just opposite of removal. I'm gonna get the shroud here back onto the cluster itself. We'll get this thrown back in the car, see if they work, fingers crossed, but yeah. I also quickly polished up the gauge cluster, as you guys saw, with my drill attachment. It had some scratches on it, and it pretty much got rid of them right away. So 20 seconds worth of work and the cluster looks a lot better.
Five hours later.
Well, the dang battery was dead on me, as you guys saw. Finally got it charged up. We're back and running. I'm gonna keep moving with this dash install. Just got it in. All the lights are working, look amazing. I'll update you guys on that after this little segment. But I'm gonna go ahead and get everything else thrown in. We gotta throw in the radio, my upgraded HVAC unit that I just got back, and throw in some more LEDs. So here we go. Alright guys, we got everything put back together finally. It's actually been a couple days since I started this, just, messing around with it here and there, but we're finally done. So a little pro tip for the LEDs, the little wedge bulbs, they're actually polarity dependent, so if they're not working for you, flip them 180 degrees in the socket and they should work. And you have to actually tighten them pretty hard, I found out. You have to turn them a little more than what's comfortable. Nothing's gonna break. You might like strip the plastic base a little bit, but that's just what you gotta do to secure them in there. Cole at Vetlights told me that, and he also sent me a little information about installing the LEDs themselves. If you guys have any questions, I'll post that right now for you guys to read. But other than that, we're all finished up, man. We're all wrapped up. These lights look freaking sweet. I did the doors as well, but I didn't film that. My driver door is actually cracked. The switch is actually cracked. It was already like that though. It's been like that up here, and so I went ahead and replaced the lights anyways. It's actually really simple. Just pop the switch out with a flathead. You're probably gonna crack it if you have the original ones, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the Amazon replacements one day. But for now, I threw the LEDs in. They look great. Like I said, you just pop those out with the flathead. Be careful, try not to break them. If you want to be really careful, just take off the entire door panel and you can avoid that, having to risk breaking them. So yeah, let's show you guys the final reveal of these lights. Once again, shout out to Vet Lights and Cole. Use code C5ZAC for 10% off anything at Vet Lights. And as you guys are seeing this, I'm actually doing a giveaway on my old Halo taillights that we removed in the last video. So if you want to enter that, check out my Instagram. There's a free entry and you can pay $20 to enter as well. Either way works. There's free entries, like I said, so go to my Instagram, check that out. It's going to end this Sunday, April 27th. So you got a few days from the time you're seeing this. Go enter it, you might as well. But yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, man, peace.